Good morning, Year 2. Our maths lesson today is all about recognising a quarter and how to recognise a quarter. So at the beginning of the week we've looked at halves, finding and recognising halves, and now we have moved on to quarters. Before we start, as always, we are going to look at an anchor. Today's anchor is slightly different. They're a bit like the learning blocks we do together in school. So there are 4 questions I want you to have a look at. I want you to pause the video and have a go, and then I will talk you through how to answer them. So, what is 2 times 8? Now to do that, you know to do your 2 times table. So you would just count up in your 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So the answer is 16. There are 5 flowers in each vase. How many flowers altogether? So you need to work out how many vases there are. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 vases. So you have got 4 lots of 5. So we can use our 5 times table this time. So we've got 4 lots of 5. So put 4 fingers up and count in your 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. 4 times 5 is 20. For number 3, you need to complete the sequence. So it says 2, 4, 6, and then there are 2 missing numbers. So you need to work out what these are going up in. So it's 2, 4, 6, and it's our 2 times table. So it'll be 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Well done if you've got that right. This one's a bit trickier. Find the sum of 3, 4, and 7. So the sum means to add the 3 numbers together. The first thing I did was find a number bond to 10, and that is 7 and 3. So I know that 7 and 3 make 10, and then all I've got to do is add the 4. So 10 add 4 is 14. Just like that. Well done if you got all of those right. So moving on to recognising a quarter. We can recognise a quarter when a shape or quantity has been split into 4 equal parts. Remember, it's really important that they are equal. It only works when things are equal. You can't have 3 really big parts and 1 really small part. They all need to be the same size. So I've got some cheesecake today, and I want to know which of my cheesecakes has been split into 4 equal parts. So let's have a look together. This one has been split with 1 line. There are 2 parts, so it's not that one. This one has been split with 2 lines, and it has been split into 4 equal parts, even though it's a cross. Okay, because if I was to turn it so it was like that, they are exactly equal. I'll turn it back round so you can have a look at number 3. Okay, so number 3 is split exactly the same as number 2, but just turned round slightly. Okay, so that is also in 4 equal parts. Now I've shaded in some parts of my shapes, and I want to know which ones have got a quarter shaded. So if you want to pause the video and talk about it, you can do. Okay, so this one is definitely split into quarters because it's got 4 equal parts. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I only want to know what 1 quarter, but that's got 2 parts shaded. So that's 2 quarters. What about this one? 4 equal parts again. And it's got 1 part shaded, so that is 1 quarter. So this one has definitely, give that a tick, a really bad tick, but there we go. And then look at my square, 4 equal parts, 1 part shaded, So we can give that a tick as well. And then lastly, look at my circle. There's something wrong. It's different to all the others. It's only split into 3 parts. And we know that to recognise a quarter, it needs to be 4 equal parts. And that's only 3, so that one has not got 1/4 shaded. I've got this rectangle and I've split it into my 4 equal parts, okay? They are all exactly the same. I want to shade in 1/4. And I know that I need to look at the fraction. So the fraction is 1/4. Okay, because the 4 is how many pieces there are, and the 1 is how many are shaded. So I am going to just shade this one in as best I can. Okay, that's okay. But what about if I move that shading to this box? Is that still 1/4? It is, because it's still 1 out of 4 shaded. So it could also go here and it could also go here. It does not matter which part is shaded as long as it is 1 out of the 4. Okay, so today, bronze, you have got to tick the shapes that are split into 4 equal parts on these questions, sort the images into the ones that are showing 1/4 and the ones that are not 1/4, and then you need to do some shading on the shapes for me. Silver, you are doing questions 1, 2, 3 and 4 today. You need to choose the words to fill in the blanks, colour in some shapes and answer this question. I'd like you to write the answer down for that question, please. You've got to tick some shapes that have got 1/4 shaded, remembering that they have to be equal parts. And then tell me if you agree with Whitney, but you need to tell me why. Gold, you've also got to tell me if you agree with Whitney and why. And then you have got to decide whether these shapes show 1/4 and tell me how you worked it out. So you need to write a sentence for that. Only 1/4 of these shapes have been drawn, so you need to draw the rest of the shape to make it whole. It's a bit like the one I showed you with my halves, so you can always go back to that video and have a look at what we did. And then question 7, you've got to decide who is correct and then find 2 more ways to split the rectangle. And then platinum, you've got to circle the shape that shows 1/4 and explain why you chose that one and how you know. Divide these tricky shapes into quarters and shade 1/4, and then decide which is the odd one out and explain why. I hope you enjoy finding and recognising quarters today, and I'll be back tomorrow with some more maths for you.